This is a suffocating horror movie that tells the story of a young woman sent to Rome to serve the church for life, only to encounter dark forces that make her question her faith and uncover a terrifying conspiracy of demonic reincarnation. The story begins with the girl, just turned 18, being pinned down on a bed, her eyes covered with gauze, and a black rope is pulled tight, that intense suffocating sensation causing her fingers to instantly splay open. Soon, her arms are also restrained. The girl, extremely nervous, begins to breathe heavily and pleads desperately for those around her to let her go. But there are only eerie breathing sounds in response. And something horrifying happens. Years later, an old priest arrives at the church. The torture the girl endured years ago was at his hands. This time, he has made up his mind to put an end to the sins he caused. However, just as he reveals a clue to the new priest, countless glass shards fall from the sky. The old priest's head is split in two, as if some evil force is preventing him from speaking. With a photo given by the old priest, Nathan found the monastery where he had worked before his death. On the surface, this place took in many orphans and was reputed to be a charitable institution. However, after days of observation, Nathan sensed that it was hiding a huge secret. One day, seeing Mary sitting alone on the steps, Nathan approached her and told her the truth he knew. He said he was also a priest. He explained that the girl Carita in the monastery would encounter a series of accidents and was destined to give birth to a demon on June 6th. He promised to reveal the truth at St. Mary's Monastery. To Mary, this old man seemed completely insane. How could Carita, merely a little girl, give birth in just a month on June 6th? However, soon after, Mary also felt the monastery becoming increasingly eerie, especially around Carita. One day, Carita drew a terrifying picture of a pregnant woman. A nun standing nearby remarked that it must be a boy, but Carita disagreed, wondering how a drawing could reveal the gender. Unexpectedly, the nun's face darkened upon hearing her words, and she suddenly seemed to become another person. After lovingly stroking Carita, the nun directly walked up to the third-floor balcony. He first smiled and waved, and in the next second,
it's all for you.
the nun's eerie death left Mary utterly shocked. Could the old man be telling the truth? Driven by this doubt, Mary went to St. Rita's monastery to find Nathan. Nathan revealed his suspicions that the baby in the old photo was the same girl now in the monastery. Carita, according to the old priest, she was born at 6:06 on June 6th. And her mother was a girl who had been kidnapped many years ago. The terrifying part was that Carita's father was not human but a demon from hell. Nathan hoped Mary could help him find her records. If the little girl was indeed Carita, they must prevent her from giving birth on June 6th this year. Otherwise, the demon would return to the world. However, neither of them knew that the archbishop of the monastery was already aware of their meeting. Eerie things happened again. Mary saw a hand resting on Carita's back, and the owner of the hand turned out to be the nun who had died 2 days ago. The sudden appearance of the hand terrified Mary. It turned out that a riot had broken out outside, and the old nun was warning them to leave quickly. However, as soon as they stepped out, the chaotic crowd separated them. In the chaos, a monstrous hand grabbed Mary, and a disgusting tongue licked her cheek, all witnessed by the old nun. After returning to the monastery, Mary was informed that she was no longer allowed to be near Carita. This infuriated Mary, as it was clear they were trying to hide something. On her way back to her apartment, Mary saw Paul. She immediately chased after him, but Paul, upon seeing her, acted as if he'd seen a ghost. He kept apologizing to Mary and warned her not to follow him. Suddenly, a car rammed Paul against a wall. Mary screamed frantically, trying to save Paul's life. When she lifted Paul, a piercing scream erupted from the crowd. It was then that Mary realized why Paul felt so light. He had only managed to lift his upper body.